and open the AWS Academy Learner Lab. There you're supposed to go with the Learner Lab. And just let me know whether you open the AWS console or not. Once if you are opened, just post a message in the chat box as open sir or done sir. Then only I'm able to move forward. Please start the lab. Once the lab got started, the AWS icon from the red color to green color, which is changed. Okay, so there you make an observed here. One simply, if you are observed, the usual budget of the system, that means budget of the AWS Learner Lab should be we make an out of $100. I make an already used the $0.4. $0.4 as of now I make an use. That means for the previous the AWS lab sessions and all these things. Up to so far I used the $0.4, right? So you can also just make sure that the pricing or the particular services pricing should be, you need to just keep it in mind. Okay. Now just click on AWS. Click on AWS. Then automatically it should be navigated to the one more uh, tab, which means that the AWS console home tab. So I think only three students or the three people only open the AWS console. The remaining people, maybe I don't know whether they are doing or not. Shall I want to wait for a few more minutes or shall I continue? Yes, no. So 4 members only open the AWS console. Hey, remaining people also just please respond. Whether you are following or not. That means you need to open the AWS console. Right, 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 right. Very, very. Now let's go to the services. Go to the services. So in the services category, we had a service called we had that means in the services category, the compute category we had. Okay. So among those in the compute category, already we discussed about the EC2 service. That means creating the virtual servers in the cloud. That means by considering the EC2 service, we can create the on-demand virtual servers in the cloud. So that means any kind of the operating system or the AMI which we can consider, and simply we can go with the servers creation, the virtual servers creation in the AWS cloud. We use the Elastic Compute Cloud EC2 service, right? Now we supposed to that means now for this entire week we need to go with the Python programming knowledge. So for this sake we require a compiler as well. That means I think already you know. Python మీద వర్క్ ఆన్ చేయాలంటే that means we required some basic knowledge, and also we required a compiler as well. We required a compiler as well. That means a basic compiler we required. Yeah, the compiler should be that means Python ideally also will be there to run the code. To run the code, Python ideally will be there, and also one more thing we had the Jupyter notebook will be there. In the Jupyter notebook also we can run the Python programming, and also any kind of the online, that means Python online tools. Different online tools are also we had available. Okay, so here we can discuss these. Yeah, Jupyter. Most probably, we can discuss with the Jupyter from tomorrow onwards. We'll discuss about the Jupyter. But today, I will explain the AWS. The AWS services are also uh, we had the Jupyter notebook as well to run different types of this code and all these things. But by considering the compute service, that means by considering the compute service, we may can go with uh, the code run. Okay. So here, you can observe the compute category. AWS Lambda will be there. AWS Lambda. Run the code without thinking about the servers. That means the serverless computing service. So all of you, just please select AWS Lambda. Click on AWS Lambda. AWS Lambda, which is a serverless computing service, or simply you can run your code without thinking about the servers, without thinking about the servers. Okay, so this is a service, AWS Lambda. Most of the websites are most of that means most of the applications, if we doesn't with the any kind of the serverless computing capacity to run our code, any kind of the code, we may can go with this AWS Lambda service. Okay, so at the backend purpose, so for any kind of the websites or the application or any kind of the project requirements at the backend level, we may can use this AWS Lambda service. So most of the developers, the AWS developers, those who are working on the AWS, they may can use this AWS Lambda service, and which is one of the major services in the AWS cloud, the compute category. Okay, which is very important service. Now let's only people just click on Lambda. Click on Lambda. Okay, so by using this Lambda, we may can create different types of the Lambda functions. Lambda functions simply we can create. Lambda functions in the sense any kind of some basic level, which is the program, just a simple program from the print hello world statement to from any kind of the normal the advanced level of the program. So just simply you may can run on your one. Okay. So once if you are just clicking on this AWS Lambda, we had this kind of the program. Sorry, I think we had here some functions as well. AWS Lambda functions. Okay. So now let me suppose to go with our one customized function to get into this the Python compiler. We need to customize our one customized customized function. So just simply click on create function. Does all you people following? Is all of you following or not? Yes, no. Just please respond. All of you following or not? Okay, right. Okay, just all of you please select create function. Create function. That means for any kind of the serverless application repository applications, need to go for the different application as well, which is not required. Just simply we can go with some sample hello world examples only with the Python programming. So just we can select the other from scratch one. What is meant by this blueprint or any kind of the what are these the containers? All these things we may can discuss later after discussing about different types of the programming. So Python గురించి మనం కొంత basic from basic to intermediate level కొంత నేర్చుకున్న తర్వాత we need to go for this what is meant by the blueprint and the container image. But as of now, just like a simple hello world programming, just you may can go select the other from scratch only. All of you, just defaultly it should be selected other from scratch and give the function name. Mention the function name. Any function name, anything simply we can do. I can mention the function name as example. Example. Function name. Example. So from the lambda, select create function. Create function lo let's simply default ga select ayyuntundandi. Select other from scratch. Next function name you supposed to give function name anything you may can give, not an issue. Anything simply I can mention the function name as example. If you want to give any name, you may can, yeah, which is important. The runtime environment of the particular lambda function, runtime environment, which is very, very important. That means you supposed to select the runtime environment. Okay, the lambda function environment, on which kind of the programming knowledge or on which kind of the programming language you supposed to work on. Okay, so here the lambda function should mainly suppose, that means the lambda function should mainly work with these three kind of the programming languages, which means that Node.js and Python. So it should work on with the different languages: .NET, Go language, Java, Node.js, Python, Ruby. So different types of the programming languages it should support. Different languages. But here, once if you are observed that, but here the particular AWS console code editor, mainly it should be available for Python, Node.js, and Ruby only. Python. So observe ante previously we can learn about different languages, but enti manaki these three languages only. Suppose the console code editor అనేది మనకి డైరెక్ట్ గా ఇక్కడే అవైలబుల్ గా ఉంటుంది. బట్ రిమైనింగ్ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ లాంగ్వేజెస్ మీరు సెలెక్ట్ చేస్తే మీరు ఆ కోడ్ అనేది వేరే ఎక్కడైనా అదర్ టూల్స్ లో either it should be the some Sublime environment or either it should be some notepad or notepad plus plus or any kind of other tool లో మీరు కోడ్ అనేది మీరు రిటర్న్ చేసి just you need to post or just you need to upload that particular code into lambda. అది మీరు లాంబ్డాలో అప్లోడ్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. బట్ ఏంటంటే వన్స్ ఇఫ్ యూ ఆర్ సెలెక్టెడ్ దీస్ త్రీ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ద రన్ టైమ్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్స్, పైథాన్ కానీ నోట్.js కానీ రూబీ కానీ సెలెక్ట్ చేస్తే మీకు డైరెక్ట్ గా కన్సోల్ కోడ్ ఎడిటర్ అనేది మీకు ఇక్కడే అవైలబుల్ గా ఉంటుంది. కన్సోల్ కోడ్ ఎడిటర్. ఓకే, లెట్స్ గో బ్యాక్ టు ది AWS lambda runtime environment. Just you may can select the these are all the latest supported. You may can select the basic version, Python 3.8 or Python 3.7. You may can select, not a problem. Or if you want to much familiar with the Python 3.10, anything, that's up to you. All you people just select the Python 3.8. Python 3.8. Okay. So రేపటి సెషన్ లో మనం జూపిటర్ నోట్బుక్ లో ఎలా చేయాలో చూద్దామండి. ఫర్ ద టుడే సెషన్ AWS lambda ఒకసారి మీకు అలవాటు అవుతుందని చెప్పేసి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశాను ఒకసారి, జస్ట్ చూడండి. బట్ ఫర్ ది టుమారో సెషన్ విల్ డిస్కస్ అబౌట్ విత్ ది జూపిటర్ నోట్బుక్. ఓకే, సో రేపటి సెషన్ కి మాత్రం జూపిటర్ నోట్బుక్ లో డిస్కస్ చేసుకుంటాం, నాట్ ఏ ప్రాబ్లం. The architecture is ARM64. That means 8664 architecture. That means the instruction set architecture that you supposed to want to run your function mode. Okay, so remaining all the things not required. Remaining gaming కూడా మీకు అవసరం లేదండి. Whenever those advanced settings and also execution tools you required, I will explain. So directly simply you can click on create function. Direct గా create function మీద click చేయండి. యా, ఇక్కడ మీకు వచ్చేసరికి ఒక ఎర్రర్ వస్తుందండి. డైరెక్ట్ గా క్రియేట్ చేసేటప్పుడు చూడండి, ఇక్కడ డిఫాల్ట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ రోల్ లో న్యూ రోల్ విత్ బేసిక్ లాంబ్డా పర్మిషన్ ఉందండి. అది డిఫాల్ట్ గా సెలెక్ట్ అయి ఉంటుంది. బట్ వన్స్ ఇఫ్ యూఆర్ గో విత్ దట్ పర్టికులర్ థింగ్ విచ్ ఇస్ నాట్ వర్క్, అది మీకు వర్క్ అవట్లేదండి. సో యూ మే కెన్ గో విత్ ది ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ రోల్. The execution role, the execution role, we can select the option as choose existing role. There you supposed to go with the student role. Student role select చేసుకోండి, not a problem. Any role simply you may can select. Otherwise lab role, not a student role. You may can select the lab role, not a problem. We can select lab role and let me know once if you are selected or not. Lab role. Directly create function. Now the function got created. So direct గా మీకు న్యూ రోల్ తో మీకు క్రియేట్ చేస్తుంటే then it should take or it should be goes to some error అండి. So that's why you may can go with the existing role. In the existing role, just simply you may can go with the lab role. Lab role. Okay. So once if you are successfully created our function, the function console should be like this. ఇలా ఉంటుందండి, చూడండి ఒకసారి. Okay. Once if you are created the AWS lambda function, so just post a message in the chat box as created sir or done sir. Then only I'm able to understand whether I move forward or not. Or otherwise, shall I want to repeat it again? You can message me. You can post the message in the chat box. I will explain one more time. Not a problem. Yeah, very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Most of the people have created. Now just click on the code. Just move scroll down. The console code editor got simply you make an observe. The console code editor got simply you make an observe. The console code editor got simply you make an observe. So here the lambda function should mainly depends upon the JSON. Okay, the Python JSON. So in the Python JSON, mainly it should be depends upon the JSON dot loads and dot dumps as well. Okay, so this is the function base. This is the function base. The lambda function should mainly depends upon the just remove all the content which is there after the lambda function. Lambda function కింద ఏదైతే ఉందో ఆ కోడ్ మొత్తం కూడా delete చేయండి. Just delete it. And now let's simply type some print directly hello world. Print hello world from AWS internship. So remaining మొత్తం కూడా కింద మీకు ఇచ్చిన కోడ్ కంటెంట్ just remove చేసి just only the thing you need to give it is the hello world document call. Just give hello world. Hello world. Okay. So does all of you given the code like this? Let's simply want to just increase the font as well. Import JSON code chonde. Only the thing it is the print hello world from AWS internship or just hello world, which is sufficient. Hello world and out chalu. Just given, just please let me know. Yeah, just such one. And the Python, you're supposed to require the mainly indentation. Indentation అనేది మనకి much important. Indentation. Does anyone want to speak? Indentation is much important. Why? Because అంటే మన programming లో any kind of the code which we supposed to return, so there it should follow some rules. వచ్చేసరికి ఇక్కడ మనకి this is a function and define lambda handler event comma context అని చెప్పాను. So when it should be going in any way, that means the function mainly it should be mainly it should depends upon this function. Again, the line, the print of this particular line, which it should be starts from here itself only. That means which is inside the function. So, but the line should be there from the starting of these words. But that means this line shouldn't belongs to this the particular function. Okay, we will discuss later regarding these functions and all these things. Not a problem. So, మన functions discuss చేస్తున్నప్పుడు we'll discuss and not an issue. But as of now, just simply you can go with the that means this kind of the sample hello world program. Okay, so after written the code, just simply click on deploy. Deploy మీద click చేయండి. If you want to save any kind of the code, for every time you need to click on the deploy only. Then only the code got saved. Okay. Now, if you want to check whether the particular code guard should be working fine or not, just simply click on test. Click on test. Okay. So this test, once if you are clicking on this test, it should be navigate to the event. Event. So mainly this event is a JSON object, which mainly depends upon the structure of the request, which you may can given by the AWS services to invoke the lambda function. Okay. So mention the test event name. Give the event name. Any event name, simply you can give some hello or anything, or save. I will explain later what is meant by this event and what is meant by this JSON, what is meant by this given value one, and all these things later. Just only as of now, only you supposed to give the event name, then save. The only thing you supposed to give it is the event name only. Okay. Given all of you, just please let me know. Given all of you. ఓన్లీ స్టార్టింగ్ ఫస్ట్ టైం మనం టెస్ట్ మీద క్లిక్ చేసినప్పుడు మాత్రమే ఈవెంట్ గురించి అడుగుతుందండి. రిమైనింగ్ టైమ్స్ అడగదు ఎప్పుడు కూడా. ఇక్కడ గివెన్ ఈవెంట్ నేమ్, రైట్. నౌ జస్ట్ క్లిక్ ఆన్ టెస్ట్. క్లిక్ ఆన్ టెస్ట్. సో మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేయొచ్చండి, టెస్ట్ మీద క్లిక్ చేయగానే దాన్ని ఆటోమేటికల్లీ ఇక్కడ మనకి లాంబ్డా ఫంక్షన్ నుంచి వేరే ఫంక్షన్, అంటే వేరే ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ రిజల్ట్స్ అని చెప్పేసి న్యూ ట్యాబ్ ఓపెన్ అయింది మనకి టర్మినల్లో. సో టర్మినల్లో lambda function, actually this is our console function, and one more execution results అని చెప్పేసి వేరే ట్యాబ్ ఉంటుంది చూడండి. సో టెస్ట్ ఈవెంట్ నేమ్ వచ్చేసరికి hello, response is not required for us. The function log which we can got the response is, this is the function log which we can given this one, hello world from AWS internship. That is the response. Okay. And the request ID, in between the request ID, request ID is the function output will be there whenever you make an given the print function. So print request or the print function ichinapudu, the start request ID this one, inside this version is this is the latest one, and the request ID got ended. Okay. The time taken for this function should be that means ఈ శాంపుల్ హలో వరల్డ్ అనే ఫంక్షన్ మనకి వర్కౌట్ అంటే దట్ మీన్స్ ద ఫంక్షన్ డ్యూరేషన్ షుడ్ బి 1.3 milliseconds. 1.3 milliseconds, and the memory size should be 128 megabytes, and also the build duration, the building should be for every kind of that means the building should be mainly depends upon the duration of the function. So the duration should be rounded up to 2 milliseconds. Okay. So this is the actual response for a sample hello world function, simple print hello world function. So does all the people got the same thing, or if you face any errors, just please let me know. I will explain one more time. From tomorrow onwards, we will go with the Jupyter notebook. But ఏంటంటే మనకి AWS lambda function sample Python code తో ఎలా వర్క్ అవుతుందో just now only I'm explained. బట్ రేపు నుంచి అయితే Jupyter notebook లో ఎలా వర్క్ ఆన్ చేయాలో Jupyter notebook ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయించి లోకల్ మెషిన్ లో then we'll go with. Now just please let me know, does anyone having or if you are face any issues related to the sample hello world function? అర్థమైందండి లేదా? సో ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు గెట్ ఎనీ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ది మనకి ఇక్కడ ఫంక్షన్స్ లో మనం వర్క్ చేసేటప్పుడు జస్ట్ సింప్లీ యూ కెన్ అబ్జర్వ్ అండి, యూ నీడ్ టు యూజ్ ద రిటర్న్ ఫంక్షన్ యాజ్ వెల్. ఎర్రర్ మెసేజ్ వస్తే దెన్ మీకు మీ ఫంక్షన్ లో ఏదో ఎర్రర్ ఉంటుంది చూడండి. అంటే ఎనీ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ది ఇండెంటేషన్ ఎర్రర్ ఆర్ సంథింగ్ విల్ బి దేర్ యూ గాట్ ది ఎర్రర్ మెసేజ్. సో ఇక్కడ వచ్చేసరికి మీకు ఫంక్షన్ లాగ్స్ లో రెస్పాన్స్ ఇక్కడ మీకు ఎర్రర్ మెసేజ్ వస్తే ఆటోమేటికల్లీ let us suppose to give this kind of the indentation. వచ్చాను ప్రింట్ డిప్లాయ్ టెస్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు చూడండి, హలో ఎర్రర్ మెసేజ్ ఇలా వస్తుంది. సో ఫంక్షన్ లాగ్స్ లో మనకి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తుందండి ఎవ్రీథింగ్. ఇన్ ద ఫంక్షన్ లాగ్ స్టార్ట్ రిక్వెస్ట్ ఐడిలో మనకి ఎర్రర్ అనేది ఆటోమేటిక్ గా చూపిస్తుంది. లాంబ్డా ఫంక్షన్ లో ఎక్స్పెక్టెడ్ అండ్ ఇండెంటేషన్ బ్లాక్ లో ఎర్రర్ అని చెప్పేసి. Okay, so there you supposed to, that means minimize the indentation and again you need to run. Click on test. Then you will get the proper response. Okay.
Nah, berarti kalau gue takut dulu.
Shall I want to move forward? Next concept వెళ్ళండి, or otherwise ఇక్కడే ఎర్రర్ ఏమైనా వచ్చిందా? ఇంకా ఎర్రర్ మెసేజ్ వచ్చిన వాళ్ళు మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది కేసెస్ మీకు ఇక్కడ ఇండెంటేషన్ లోనే ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చి ఉంటుంది, చెక్ చేసుకోండి. Got it? Index out of bounds. Index out of bounds జస్ట్ ఒకసారి మీరు మీ స్క్రీన్ షేర్ ఇవ్వండి. లెట్ మీ షో యూ వన్స్. ఎట్లా వచ్చింది చెక్ చేస్తాను. Just share your screen once. Index out of bound వచ్చిందంటే then you need to go with the configuration of the function. Function configuration లోకి వెళ్ళి you need to set up the proper timings of the time duration. The time duration for the function. Okay. సో అక్కడ మీరు కస్టమైజ్ చేసుకోవాల్సి ఉంటుంది. Still any issues? Still any issues? No, right. Okay. Now we go with the some sample arithmetic operation అండి ఒకసారి చూడండి. Uh, all these things we can go with we can discuss with the Jupyter notebook as well, not a problem. But ఒకసారి ఒక sample arithmetic programming ఎలా చేయొచ్చో చూద్దాం చూడండి. In the same console, the same code editor only. So sample I had two parameters like A and B. Let's simply want to go with the basic addition operation. Then what should I suppose it to do? Anyone? Basic addition operation that I suppose it to. Yeah, unexpected indentation అంటే మీరు అక్కడ ఇండెంటేషన్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఇచ్చి ఉంటారండి. Let's simply check once. Okay. I had let's simply make an observe. Let's simply I had I want to perform sample addition operation. Addition operation. So I had two parameters. A is equal to 20, B equal to 30. I had two parameters. Then I want to perform an arithmetic operation in the same AWS lambda code editor. Then what should I suppose it to do? Just give me the code. Anyone? Anyone? I had the two parameters. Print A plus B, simply I can given that particular code either should be working fine. Yeah. Very good. Very good. That's it. That's it. Either should be the print A plus B or C is equal to A plus B, which is fine. That simply I can go with this one. I want to remove directly. ఒకసారి చూడండి. A equal to 20, B equal to 30. Then you can say this like print A plus B. Just deploy. To save the code, click on deploy. Updating the function example successfully updated. Then click on test. So once if you are clicked on this test, just you can see here the actual response. మనకి రెస్పాన్స్ లో ఫంక్షన్స్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద కేసెస్ వి నీడ్ టు సీ ద అవుట్పుట్ ఇన్ ది రెస్పాన్స్ అండ్ రెస్పాన్స్ లో అబ్జర్వ్ చేయాలి. బట్ డైరెక్ట్లీ వి కెన్ గెట్ ద కంటెంట్ విచ్ ఈస్ ఇన్ ది అంటే ప్రింట్ లో ఇచ్చినప్పుడు మనకి డైరెక్ట్లీ విచ్ వి కెన్ గెట్ త్రూ ఫంక్షన్ లాగ్స్. ఇన్ ద ఫంక్షన్ లాగ్స్ ఓన్లీ వి కెన్ గెట్. Understood? So for this case, like these functions ఇచ్చినప్పుడు most of the cases you need to go with the return function. We had one more thing. So directly you can go with the return. Return A plus B. If you are given, just click on deploy. Click on deploy. Updating the function. Now just click on test. You can observe here the traceback indentation error. That means invalid syntax or something will be there. The line 6. Return A plus B. I think it should be properly taken this one. sorry, we supposed to go with the option C. C equal to A plus B. Now deploy. Now test. Those kind of all the things input దగ్గర నుంచి మనం అక్కడి నుంచి తీసుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం లేదండి. డైరెక్ట్ గా ఇన్పుట్ ఫంక్షన్ నుంచి అవుట్పుట్ రెస్పాన్స్ తీసుకోవడానికి. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, once if you have taken the return function, it should be taken that means the syntax error in module lambda function invalid syntax. రెస్పాన్స్ లో మీకు ఇప్పుడు వచ్చింది చూడండి, everything error. That means that invalid syntax, it should be taken showing error. Okay. So those kind of the is return statement. First you need to go with these. That means this kind of the values you make can given the event. ఉంటుంది lambda function కి return ఉంటుంది. Let me show you. Not a problem. Lambda function కి return statement ఉంటుంది. But the only thing you required it is the values you should supposed to get it through from the event based. Event దగ్గర నుంచి వాల్యూస్ అనేవి మనం గెట్ చేసుకోవాలి. మీకు ఎక్కడ వస్తుందంటే the lambda function should mainly depends upon the dictionary. The dictionary format లో మనకి డిపెండ్ అయి ఉంటుంది. మనం డేటా స్ట్రక్చర్స్ డిస్కస్ చేసుకున్న తర్వాత లెట్ వి గో విత్ the return statement and all these things. ఒకసారి చూడండి, let me show you. The values మనం ఈవెంట్ దగ్గర నుంచి కాన్ఫిగర్ చేసుకున్నాం చూడండి. జస్ట్ మీకు టెస్ట్ పక్కన మీకు కాన్ఫిగర్ యారో మార్క్ ఉంటుంది చూడండి. జస్ట్ క్లిక్ ఆన్ దిస్ కాన్ఫిగర్ టెస్ట్ ఈవెంట్. ఇక్కడ మీకు key1 value 1 అని చూడండి. You had an option called key1 value 1. key1 value 1. So just simply you required or you need to set up the values within this event. That's why I had these values. That means the value 30 key2 lo 30. Inside this key1 I had the value 20. Okay. All you people just update the event. Inside this key1 just mention the value as 20. Inside this key2 mention the value as 30. Just save. Just simply click on save. Updated all of you. The test event, the configure test event, you're supposed to give the values of key1 and key2 as 30, 20. Given all of you. Yes, no. Right. Now let's the values of T1 and T2 are inside this event lo unnaya. So first we supposed to get these values. A equal to event of T1, event of T1. Then B equal to event of T2. Okay. Now let's simply go with C equal to A plus B. A plus B. Okay. Return C. Just deploy. Then test. Now you're able to get the actual output. Kuchunandi, the code which you can given, which is success. A equal to event of T1, and I can put it in the sorry. Event of T1 and T2 should be in the codes only. That means C equal to int of A int of B. Okay. Then deploy. Now test. Yeah, now you will get the response. మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి. ఇక్కడ ఏ వాల్యూ, the value of A and the value of B is simply I can taken from the configure of the test event. Here I can't initialize here itself only. I can put the value of key1 and key2 inside this the JSON event. From the JSON event only I can take in these values. See, I can observe here the lambda function, the value of A and the value of B. Okay, got it, all of you? Got the code? Just note down. How do I can get the test events on the actual response of the code? Most of the times and most of the applications or most of the projects we can go with these particular events only. అంటే మనకి the test event లో for a different actual output కానీ మనం ఏదైనా కానీ హోల్డ్ ఆన్ చేసుకుంటామండి. After that we can go with this particular configuration of the test event. Got the point? Yes or no? So వచ్చిందండి output. So the remaining people also just please respond whether you completed or not. డైరెక్ట్ గా మీకు లాంబ్డా ఫంక్షన్ లో రిటర్న్ అనేది మనకి వర్క్ అవ్వకపోవడం ఉండదండి. which is also works fine. But the only thing we required it is the particular sample code or the configuration of the test events from the JSON event. Okay. So for you people, you can just try it for some sample programs as well. After the సో రేపటి సెషన్కి వచ్చేసరికి మనం జూపిటర్ నోట్బుక్ గురించి ఎలా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలో ఫ్రమ్ దట్ ద కోడ్ హౌ వి మే కెన్ go with the or how we can connect with the particular AWS. సో అక్కడ మనం డిప్లాయ్ చేసిన కోడ్ అనేది కూడా మనం డైరెక్ట్ గా AWS lambda లోకి ఎలా ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. దెన్ హౌ వి మే కెన్ call edit that particular code through the AWS lambda code. We'll see on tomorrow, not a problem. So up to this, just simply install this Jupyter notebook. Systems and అందరూ యూజ్ చేసేది. Does all the people ఎర్రర్ ఎక్కడ వస్తుందో ఒకసారి అడగండి. లెట్ సింప్లీ వన్స్ యూ మే కెన్ షేర్ అవర్ స్క్రీన్. ఒకసారి మీ స్క్రీన్ ఒకసారి షేర్ ఇవ్వండి. Sohana from U College, just you may can share our screen once. I will show you where the output or where the error should be going. Okay, most probably you may can get this error in the lambda function. That means the lambda handler inside this only you need to write the code. But outside of the lambda function, if you written any kind of the code, you will get the error. You got the error. Only you may can write the code outside of the function. Just check the indentation as well. Based on the indentation only, the complete the code will be there. Indentation లో మీకు ఎర్రర్ కనుక ఏమీ లేకపోతే మీ కోడ్ అనేది మీరు ప్రాపర్ గా రైట్ చేసినట్టే అండి. బట్ ఇండెంటేషన్ లో మిస్టేక్ ఉంటే మాత్రం దట్స్ అప్ టు యూ. యూ విల్ గెట్ ది ఎర్రర్. మీకు ఎర్రర్ అనేది ఉంటుందండి. ఓకే, you can try for the different arithmetic operations as well by going with that means by mention all these things in the configuration of the test event. Okay, so and also we had the different things, that means different configuration parameters related to the lambda function as well. The function power we may can add different triggers, and also we may can given different kinds of the destination to the particular lambda function, and also we may can perform different monitors. That means different monitoring tools related to the lambda function with the how we can monitor the AWS resources, how we can monitor. మనం ఎలా మానిటర్ చేయొచ్చండి AWS రిసోర్సెస్ అన్ని కూడా. How we can monitor? Yeah, by using the CloudWatch. Very good. By using the CloudWatch only, we can monitor. That means here, once if we can set different kinds of these, the time duration the duration of the actual code. That means the execution results also we can observe the duration for the program execution. So mainly this kind of the parameter also simply you can consider. You can set an alarm to this the lambda function for the monitoring using the CloudWatch. Okay, there you suppose it to exceed this the time duration, then automatically you will get a notification through the SNS topic based on that particular time duration. Then simply you can get back to this the lambda function. From that you can simply minimize the particular code and all these things. Okay, so for the tomorrow session we'll discuss about the Python, some more data structures with the Jupyter notebook. Okay, so for up to we need to go with one more thing. Let me share you. I think all the people having the mobile phones, right? Hey, silence. I think all the people are using the mobile phones, right? Yes or no? Okay. So after this, what you need to do it is I will give you. That means we need to participate in one event as well. Just all the people, this kind of the events or this kind of the session also simply I can consider. Just wait 1 minute.